Randi, thank you for being here today on Heartquake Media. So tell me about your heart story.
So basically, the heart condition that I have is called Hypertrophic Cardiomyopathy, referred to as HCM. And in very simple terms, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy means enlargement of the heart muscle. And basically, there is a thickening to the walls of the heart. So the heart muscle gets bigger, and the passageway that the blood is pumped in and out of the heart is reduced. Therefore, the heart has to work harder to get that blood flowing in and out.
And tell me about your diagnosis, that moment when Heartquake struck, really.
Well, I was having some basically unusual heart palpitations and some unusual lightheadedness and tingling, basically is what brought me to the doctor and the cardiologist.
With hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, there's oftentimes a family history. Do you have a family history of it?
Most definite. When I was diagnosed, I was then informed that my mother had the disease. She was diagnosed later in life. I was in my 40s, and I believe that my mother was in her 40s or possibly 50s when she was diagnosed. As a child or growing up, I don't remember any issues whatsoever, with my mother having health issues or heart issues or anything of the sort.
Did mom tell you that she had HCM, or did you find out after you got diagnosed?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It was, like I said, it was never an issue. It was never brought up.
But I think this is really important, is family history.
Absolutely.
I talk about the acronym HEART, and the first thing in HEART is knowing your heart history, your family history. So now tell me more about this family correlation with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and have you been genetic tested?
So I have 2 children who are young adults now. The kids were like babies when I was diagnosed. And shortly thereafter, we started taking them to a pediatric cardiologist. And I think they used to go once a year for quite some time. And they would do echocardiograms, to check them. And then as they got a little bit older, the doctor had suggested the genetic testing. So we did the genetic testing, and my son tested negative for the gene, but my daughter tested positive. So my daughter does carry the gene, and she's 24 years old. And basically at this point in her life, she has no signs or symptoms of the disease. Basically, it's a 50-50 chance that she may or may not develop further symptoms of the disease. She just knows that she carries the gene. So she knows what to look out for and how to monitor it and stay on top of things.
Wow. So you've been living with HCM for 20 years now. What would you tell someone who's newly diagnosed?
I would say it's rather scary in the beginning. And everybody has a different journey. I feel very fortunate. I haven't had a lot of major issues with my condition. I am very active, I watch what I eat, I take care of myself. I take a lot of supplements, which I do think help to keep me healthy. Just get on track, find your support system, keep up with your medications and your doctor's appointments. Put yourself out there, exercise, take care of yourself, and do everything that you can to live your life to the fullest.
So I coined a phrase, heartquake, or trauma of the heart, because I oftentimes notice that when it comes to a heart disease diagnosis, there's this shame and blame. Did I do something wrong? What's happening to my heart? I mean, it's your organ that you love from. So much happens, from your heart. What do you think of that word, heartquake?
We think of an earthquake as, a wake-up call, a shake-up kind of thing, but then it always seems to settle down. So again, I think you just, we can't predict our future. We cannot predict the cards that we're dealt with. So we have to work with what we have and work with what we're given and stay positive and do all the right things.
Thanks for watching Heartquake Media. Make sure you check out our website and social media for more information on heart healthy living. And remember, wellness starts with the heart.